So you're getting close to retirement age, and maybe you have a house, maybe you have some kind of pension, and you don't need to work anymore. But you don't really want to live in your home country like Sweden or England or France, Spain, America, whatever. Where would be the ideal place to retire to? Well, some people would think of Southeast Asia, they may think of the Philippines, they may think of Thailand, they may think of Vietnam, or they may think of here, Cambodia. What I want to do today is to tell you the cost of living here in Cambodia, what it would be, your monthly expenses, etc., then compare it to, let's say, Thailand, and then how much easier it is. First of all, if you come here, you can get a visa on arrival, but you have to get something called an ordinary visa, stroke a business visa, which entitles you to expand that to a retirement visa, and that would be called an ER visa. And each year you will go to a travel agent. You have to be over 55 years old in general. There will be exceptions. And then for about $300 and something dollars, it can be up to $400, you can get a retirement visa per year. And that's it. You're not allowed to work on that kind of visa. But you'll be looking for an apartment. Now, I wouldn't recommend Phnom Penh, the capital, but I would recommend somewhere here like Siem Reap, where you do have everything. They have an international airport, and they do have the high-speed coach services and buses and mini-buses to basically Thailand and to other places. So, rent. You can get a nice one-bedroom apartment with a balcony, maybe 2 air conditioning units, a swimming pool, or a generator, a backup generator. It's usually either or, outside the city centre, but very close to everything, for around about $300 American per month. The internet would be included. Sometimes it's relatively okay, and you may be able to watch a Netflix movie, or and then the water is maybe included in that price, or possibly a minimum of like $5 or $10. The cleaning, they may offer a cleaning service, and your garbage will be collected all for that price. You don't need to spend on the internet. You'll get a TV, and you'll get cable TV, where you'll get National Geographic, CNN, and Fox movies, for example. Transportation would be the next one. Now, if you do live in a city centre, the prices are going to go up and the apartments are going to get smaller. So you do need to do a bit of searching. You can go to some kind of like housing or real estate agent, or you can just go on Facebook or some groups here, and there's lots of listings every day for that. So you've got a lot of choice, and especially at the moment, just you could say after COVID, things are related to properties not very expensive. Transportation, you can rent a motorbike here for possibly $70 per month, but you don't need a driving license if the motorbike is under 125cc. Most people here would drive some kind of scooter. They're easy to ride. You just have to drive slowly and you'll be fine. But you do have to wear a helmet, and you do have to have mirrors on the bike. You can buy one, a second-hand one, not difficult to do that, and there's loads of mechanics around if it does break down. Just change the oil, possibly depends what kind of oil. For a little scooter, my girlfriend, every 1,000 kilometers, it would cost $9, but it is an Italian motorbike with that. So there's your transportation. Food. Well, you can go to a supermarket, and my average budget on the supermarket, this is including myself and my girlfriend Sophie, is round about $80 to $90 per week. We do have some cats, and they cost $40 if you do want the animals. There are some pet shops here, etc. Illness, there are some hospitals here. Make sure you do have some kind of health insurance. There's many to choose from, quite complicated, but make sure it covers the big hospital here, let's say called Royal Anchor Hospital, which is provided by Thai hospitals, which are some of. Still with food, there's lots of street hawkers near enough all around the city, and you can pick up some quite nice food, and these are really cheap indeed. It can cost $2. You can go to a small cafe, for example, and you can have a really nice meal for, let's say, $2.50 up to like $10. So do you really need to cook, for example? Water, you can buy the 5-gallon bottle of water that costs like $1, and that should last one person at least 1 week. And this is just your normal drinking water, and if you want to, the cooking water. Water for cooking is usually fine if you do it out of the tap. I've had no problem. I've been here for about 7.5 years in Cambodia, in Asia for about 29 years, getting very close to 30 years now, maybe a big anniversary. Staying at home, eating in street restaurants or small restaurants is fine. There's so much choice there. Even Western food is not very cheap. You can get a really nice, delicious hamburger in a restaurant called Joe Cafe for about $5 or $6. There is a Burger King, there is a Starbucks, there is a Kentucky Fried Chicken, don't go to it, and there is a Domino's Pizza. There's so much choice of food here, which is fantastic. Entertainment, well, if you're just going out for a beer, well, it can cost you, for a glass is about 50 cents. If you go to some of the downtown areas where all the entertainment is, for a half a pint of, or just under that, of local beer, then that's going to be 75 cents. You can go to the big stores. I just bought 30 bottles of Budweiser for $20. That may be even cheaper than the US, actually buying a big box of that. But then the rest of the city can be about 50 cents for all this. And the beer's nice. It's always cold. It's always fresh there. Now, I could go on and on with all the prices, but you can see it's relatively cheap. So if we add up the costs, we haven't done electricity. So let's say your visa costs you $1 per day. Yeah, you can work it out near enough like that. You can, if you want to rent an apartment, well, let's say $300, and a choice, you can go higher if you want to, but $300, it includes like a bathroom, it may have a washing machine, has all the cooking facilities, to air conditioning, a balcony, a swimming pool, maybe a generator if it's a little bit more. Again, closer to the city centre, it's going to be more expensive, say $300. Electricity, well, you can be generous with yourself and near enough, say $100 per kilowatt, or per unit is 25 cents. So let's add up everything without food for about $400. You want to rent the motorbike? Possibly. And the gasoline for the motorbike, I think gasoline is like $1.20, $1.30. You could possibly say, let's be generous and say $500. Food for yourself, maybe, again, I said $80 per week, maybe, so you can be generous with that. So that's 4 weeks, let's say 400, so we're up to 870. Health insurance, I don't know about for you. There's so many different prices, not going to go into my health insurance there. And going out, if you go out once or twice a week, well, you can say, let's say 100, bit more than that. So the total cost of living, I would say here, a comfortable cost of living is about $1,000 per month. Now, if your pension is $2,000, then fine, because then you have the option of a bit more travel. There's a fantastic airport here in Siem Reap. They're building a new one, but it takes like 40 minutes to an hour to fly to Thailand. For example, you could catch a flight to Thailand and 9 o'clock in the morning, and you could be on the beach by 12 o'clock, maybe 12:30, possibly 1 o'clock. Thailand is very, very expensive compared to that. So, if you go to Thailand and you're in a resort place, again, if you're closer to the sea, it's going to be more expensive if you're going to be further out of town. But you can get maybe the same kind of apartment for about $350 with 2 air conditioning units, washing machine. The kitchen is going to be tiny, but all the utilities are there. What's not included in most cases would be the cable TV and Wi-Fi that you would have to pay for extra, which is about 500 baht. Let's say that is $15 for now on top. Your electricity is near enough the same kind of unit, so you're still talking about 450 per year. Food. Supermarkets downtown are going to be really expensive, but you can go into the big supermarkets like Big C, for example, and it can be around about $100. If you go out at night time, it's going to vary for your beer price. It's not going to be 50 cents. I think the cheapest beer is possibly going to be round about $1.50. If you get to the more exciting areas like Walking Street in Pattaya, it's going to be close to say $2.50 to $3.50. So just the expense there. Cigarettes here, yes, I do smoke. I'm bad. A carton of 200 sticks is about $8.50 for Winston. You need to say in Thailand it's about 90 baht, so it's like $3 for one box of cigarettes. Thailand visas. If you're on a retirement visa, you can retire in Thailand at 50 years old. What you need to have is 800,000 baht in the bank, which is round about 25,000 American dollars, or you can show you have an income coming in of $2,000 minimum per month. You would need to go to you could say a travel agent to do this, and that may be expensive. And then each year you would have to renew the kind of visa, the same as in Cambodia, but that will cost you about 400, including the travel fee. That's an expense, which makes Thailand more expensive. Going out in Thailand is more expensive. There are more choices, there are more foreigners, there are more bars, and if you're into the kind of like go-go scene, well, Pattaya would be your cup of tea, but you'll be paying double for what you would be paying here. So if you want the quiet life, you go to Cambodia. If you want the quiet life in Thailand, you can go to places like Jontium, which is very convenient. It has everything you need. The beer prices are cheaper. The apartment rent and electricity is similar in both countries, so you can say total of that is like 450 American dollars per month. So it's still, I would say, here in Cambodia you can live quite comfortably for $1,000 per month to rent. And in Thailand, I would say to live comfortably you would need possibly $1,500. Now, if you don't drink and if you don't smoke and if you don't go out, maybe that's going to be less, but it's going to be a little bit boring unless you're just happy to go to the beach every day, lie down, get some sunbathing done, do some exercise, go to street markets, eat some delicious Thai food. The foreign food in Thailand is always more expensive. Let's say if I go out for a meal here, I can spend $5 easily. In Thailand, just eating, let's say in a pub, for example, it would be maybe like $8 or $9. That's not including the beer, that's just the meal and maybe a bottle of soda or a glass of water. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that was useful. It is for retirees here, mainly, you could say, male-dominated. Especially in Thailand, it is incredibly male-dominated. For people who are over 50, they've got enough money, they sell their house or whatever, they got enough money to live on for the rest of their lives. They know they're going to get $2,000, that's it. You can live very comfortably. Here it's exactly the same, but it's a lot less hassle. At first, getting the visas, little bit of problem. No, I wouldn't say any problem. It's just a bit inconvenient. And then You can every year just renew the visa. It doesn't take long to do, and then as long as everything's fine, then everything is fine. And I will wish you a happy day. I hope you found it useful. This video basically is me waffling on about waffles. Bye bye for now. Thank you.